Well. Aston Villa 1, Stevenage 2. Aston Villa have lost to... I don't know what division Stevenage are in, but all I know is Aston Villa have lost another FA Cup tie in the third round. That makes it 8 years since Aston Villa have now officially won an FA Cup tie in the third round. But Unai Emery's men are out of the cup, and well done. Well bloody done. It was coming for the whole game. Embarrassment, isn't it? An absolute embarrassment from a lot of those players in the game. You know, I was coming on here 10 minutes prior to what had happened saying, you know, it's not been a great performance, but at least it's a result that we wanted. You know, it would have been Stoke City at home, which I would have enjoyed, by the way. Bloody hell, you know what I mean? I'm in Stoke right now. That would have been perfect for me. You know, that's another game that we could easily go through and actually make something of this cup run, especially with how we've been under Unai Emery since coming in. But obviously, 5 minutes of just carelessness, just people. It's a game, right? These type of games are games where you want players who haven't really had the best of confidence, haven't had the best of times at the club, you know, to give them their start and to give them an opportunity to really shine through and trying to reinvigorate their career. Today, nothing of that has been achieved on anybody. I mean, the only person for me that I can now officially take a positive from is Morgan Sanson. For me, best player on the pitch by a mile, looked completely up for the game compared to a lot of people. Scored his first goal for the club, and whatever happens to him, he doesn't deserve this. He's absolutely been wasted over these last 2 years. And if anything today, at least he's got the parting gift of finally getting a goal and actually finally having something to hang his head onto. But for the rest of the team, following this, there has got to be a lot of changes. And simply put, for me, perhaps maybe this whole team needs to be ripped apart, because this is just... You're not going to lose your head, but like... Seriously, man, some of these players, man, get them fucking out. Just get them out, man. Dead Donker. I've said this from time. He's a dead donkey. What in the actual hell is he doing at that time? Why is he doing overall to warrant signing in the first place? He is not a good player. He's lazy. He's slow. He doesn't bring anything for this team. And he's completely ruined the tie for us. Completely, because of his just a lazy personality, his style of play, gives away a stupid penalty, gets himself sent off, and that instantly gives Stevenage the chance to win. The second goal, defensively, I have no idea why no one's marking the man on the edge of the box. You know, it's a goal that we typically seem to concede. You know, we've been apparently doing poor with goals from corners anyway. And what they're going to do, they're going to score a really good worked goal from the corner. Where's the marking gone? Where is the defending? Why is not one of our fullbacks or defenders just gone out to him? Watkins is like the closest to on the edge, and yet he's not marking anybody. He's just marking a bunch of grass. And ultimately, we've now just seen a team that were pretty much dead on favourites to win this match go and bloody lose it, because there's so much crap in this team. There's so many players not good enough. For the first 20 minutes, we did not look at the races at all. We come back into it a bit then. Sanson gets a goal. And you're thinking, oh, okay, this is fine, give the lift off. You're expecting like 3 or 4 more goals here. Villa do absolutely nothing for it. For me, the summary of the game is there's about 4 or 5 minutes in around the 60-minute mark. We are on the edge of Stevenage's box, and all we're doing is we're playing it out wide. It comes back to someone like Coutinho or Luiz in the middle. We're playing it out wide. It comes back to someone in the middle. We keep playing that for about 4 or 5 minutes, take one little chance, and it goes out of play, or the opportunity is gone. What are we doing? Why are we not just going at it? Why are we not just meant to be fucking having it? To Stevenage's defence, you know what I mean? But let's look at it on Stevenage. No, Stevenage were actually, I thought, quite resolute in the defence. You know, they were clearly putting numbers behind the ball. They clearly were up to the task of what they were playing against. But then on the flip side, we've got crap in front of us. Leon Bailey for 90 minutes, right? Obviously, you never saw my opinion on Wednesday's game against Wolverhampton Wanderers. It happens. You know, players are going to miss goals. He scuffed it on the top of the ball on Wednesday. Fine. That must be carrying on from Wednesday, because for 90 minutes he's been absolutely shocking. And, you know, again, I would say, why is he on the pitch? because there is no other option to take him on. We don't have anyone else because the fact our previous managers have left us so bare-boned in the wider positions. Danny Ings doesn't see a sniff tonight of goal, of any opportunity to go and try and get a goal, and he's replaced by Watkins, who in turn hasn't been great and didn't really do anything at all when he gets brought on. Coutinho, poor. This is probably the person who mostly needed to benefit from a game like this. Does absolutely nothing again, and is, for me, signal that checkbook to get him away from the club, because it's just not worth beating anymore about. He's just not. He hasn't got it anymore. He has not got it anymore. Yeah, he had it in the first few games, but that's what any player would get. It's a new club bounce. You're going to get into it. Douglas Luiz is poor. Our fullbacks tonight, Augustinsson and Cash. Mainly Cash looks very poor. Mainly since he's been coming back from the World Cup. He hasn't looked great at all. Augustinsson, defensively, solid. Going forward, poor. Defensively, Bednarek and Chambers didn't really have much to do tonight, and the same with Olsen as well. Admittedly, he could probably do better with the second goal because it's near post, but ultimately did not have much to do tonight. It's hard, right? It's hard for me to say this because it's an FA Cup game, right? I'm not going to lose my head a bit. It's not like we've been in a bad patch of form. It's not like we're already playing bad as it is and not really reaping the rewards from it. It's not like, this has been building up from time. This is the first result really since Unai Emery's come in where I'm like, okay, not really happy with that. But is it really on Unai Emery tonight? No, it's players. These players are not good enough. And I was saying this earlier, obviously, transfers take time. It's not like FIFA, you can't do it in minutes. You're not going to get the players. But it's been 8 days. Unai Emery's here. It's been now here for nearly a month or two now. How a deal has not been progressed yet for at least one player? Obviously, Alex Moreno. He's a left back, but that's not going to change what we need going forward. He's not going to bring us some more goals going forward. We need goals. Why has a deal or something, concrete evidence, not been pursued yet? Why are we still staggering and, now being linked with Harry Maguire? He doesn't solve our solutions going forward. We need goals. We don't need to solve us defensively. We've got Chambers. Chambers, Bednarek, Diego Carlos will be coming back. Tyrone Mings, Konza. We have 5 bloody centre halves. We don't need Harry Maguire. We don't need one. And, it's like I said, a lot of this team needs scrapping. There are a lot of players here that we've been relying on for so long, and it's just not coming to fruition tonight. And, like I said, it is absolutely sucks, right? It's fucking embarrassing, man. You don't lose to Stevenage. We control the game, we're high in possession, just because we've got some lazy shit players within this club. Len Dendoncker needs to be sold. There is nothing that he's been showing since he's been at this club to warrant have had a contract in the first place. He's not a good player, and he's not what Aston Villa needed at this time point. But there is so much more else dead wood within this club that needs backing. Unai Emery needs money. He needs to scrap it all and just get a new fresh start. And I think that's what Villa really needs. It needs a fresh start, and it cannot happen with a lot of these deadwood players. Because quite frankly, players like that and the team that we've had tonight, regardless of whoever played, that team is more than capable and should be wiping the floor with Stevenage tonight. It should have happened. Ultimately, it hasn't. It sucks. It is not the result we wanted or the result that we deserved. It's not going to be Stoke City away from home now and a better chance of going in the cup. It's not even going to be a cup now because we're all out of the cups now. It is just ridiculous to think, but ultimately, it's not Unai Emery's team. He's coming at a point where Villa were already low on confidence. And simply put, perhaps it's just a new manager bounce that we got to see against Man United and Brentford and Tottenham. The real test comes now. What comes after this transfer window, and what do we see going forward in the league? Because otherwise, then we can start to say, well, maybe Unai Emery's not had it on. But ultimately, for me tonight, this has just shown the overwhelming majority of these players just aren't good enough to be in an Aston Villa shirt. And simply put, I am hoping by the time if there is a video made at the end of January, I'm seeing a different outlook on Aston Villa, because this is the outlook I don't want to be seeing following tonight. But I'm not going to lose my head, because ultimately it's an FA Cup game. This is really the first game under Iron, we can say not that great. And admittedly, it's not really a great taste to leave in your mouth afterwards, but what can you do? It's football. It's going to happen. These results will happen. It's a fucking embarrassment, isn't it? It's a fucking embarrassment. But ultimately, it is Leeds United, I believe, next Friday. The focus just goes into that, really. If I had to say a man of the match, I'm going to say Morgan Sanson, the only one who got a goal, and I feel really bad for him. Because he could have sat there and thought, I've actually got a match winner, I've actually could have shown something. But considering what has happened tonight, that's probably not changed anything of a solution for him. And it's just put us back in the same abomination that we've had to watch for the last 7 years in the FA Cup. But yeah, Aston Villa 1, Stevenage 2. Leave in the comments down below or on our Twitter page and social pages what you thought. But Villa are out. Villa lose to Stevenage at home, and it is a damning defeat. But yeah, up the Villa boys. We'll see you next time.